were stealing the money, the middlemen. And so they've included the health and welfare of, say, the children in the health budget as opposed to before it was in another area. So he's saying everything was redistributed because the money is actually going to be used now to take care of the people. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next matter here. Oops.
Trabajan para orientar y que los jóvenes no caigan en la drogadicción. Lo tercero, informan sobre alimentación sana.
And so now they've got designated education for nutrition, drugs, preventing drug abuse.
Para contrarrestar la obesidad.
And obesity.
Punto 4 es la orientación a jóvenes adolescentes para evitar embarazos.
And also it's to prevent pregnancies, early pregnancies.
Entonces, estos grupos se van a reforzar.
So these groups are going to be reinforced. Excuse me, I need to get a drink because I feel like I'm going to choke. Okay.
Van a tener más recursos. Por ejemplo.
Okay, so now let's see what else.
Estuvieron aquí presentes los niños de la CAED, como usted ya lo sabe, que son niños con discapacidad que están estudiando bachillerato. Ellos solicitan a usted su presencia ahora que va a estar en las giras por las diferentes escuelas con lo del programa Mi Escuela es Tuya. Y ellos quieren saber si usted tiene algún programa para ellos en específico, ya que es muy importante estas escuelas porque es el único lugar en donde los atienden y estas escuelas son multigrado. Entonces, como tienen mucha...
Una vez que terminemos
okay.
de normalizar presidentes municipales, 417 usos y costumbres y el resto del régimen de partido. Entonces, va a estar el gobernador. ¿Por qué esta reunión con todos los presidentes mayores, las autoridades tradicionales de los pueblos? Porque vamos a convocarlos.
So,
de manera
so he's saying that they're going to gather everybody together so that they can get them to all help with all the different programs that they have to help the people and get them all working on the same page.
Conjunta podamos atender el problema de la educación.
So together they can attend to the problem with education.
Con la mejora a instalaciones educativas.
So anyway, he says they're building better places or installations for them to study. Okay, so we're going to go to the next matter.
De los trabajadores tiene que haber libertad sindical, democracia sindical, transparencia en el manejo de fondos.
So he says that there has to be freedom, transparency in the use of funds in the schools.
De las cuotas de los trabajadores.
And then the quotas for the workers.
Se proteja a las instituciones. Lo que se hizo en el caso de la Corte, ahora en el sindicato. A ver, ¿tienen cuentas pendientes o hay denuncias? Los servidores públicos.
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. There's so much. I'm going to go to the next part.
O sea, estoy tratando eso, porque ya tengo la investigación de lo que está sucediendo y se va a corregir.
So they just asked about something. Hold on.
Tan detallado, pero le dedico un párrafo un poco más al tema del abasto en mi nuevo libro, de Economía Moral. O sea, estoy tratando eso, porque ya tengo la investigación de lo que está sucediendo y se va a corregir.
So he's talking about
directivos, el directivo nacional e internacional de Microsoft para inversión en escuelas.
So they were
específicamente.
saying that Carlos Slim, who was like the richest guy in the world, was talking yesterday, and he was saying how it was bad that there's people that are using these false or falsified receipts in order to get illegal funds.
¿Qué lectura le da usted de estos empresarios que pues, tienen una supremacía en la inversión en comparación con los de la Coparmex?
So yes, there's an organization called Coparmex, and it is fighting against the new. He's trying to get something passed where people that are using ghost companies and false receipts and documentation, anything falsified, will get it'll be considered a crime, a very grave crime, and they'll get long sentences. And so the corporations that are used to doing this are putting up a fight against it. And this has been quite an embarrassment.
Que bueno, están llorando porque se les va a ver el tema de sus facturas falsas.
And so they're upset because they're going to be looking at their false receipts.
Bueno, yo le agradezco mucho sus palabras, su opinión a Carlos Slim.
And I appreciate very much the opinion and the words from Carlos Slim
sobre este tema.
Regarding this matter.
Y en general, su voluntad de invertir en México.
And in general, his agreement or his voluntary investment in Mexico.
Esto es importante.
This is important.
Y vamos a ponernos de acuerdo.
And we're gonna
ponernos de acuerdo porque hay muchos proyectos.
And so we'll have to come into an agreement because there's lots of projects to propel the economy with a plan to construct an infrastructure which is necessary. Which will be having public and private investments.
Grupo Carso, entre otros, financiaron un proyecto para hacer un levantamiento de toda la infraestructura.
So they're going to be getting together this whole gathering up of this infrastructure.
Y una exploración sobre los proyectos que hacen falta.
And they're going to be exploring what projects are still needed
para el desarrollo de México.
For the development of Mexico.
Esto lo están haciendo con la Asociación de Mujeres y Hombres de Negocios.
So this is being done with the Association of Men and Women in Business. Okay, let's see the next part. Today was a very full conference. There was a lot going on.
Es el momento también de que los dirigentes empresariales actúen con rectitud, con honestidad.
So he's saying now it's time for these business owners to act in a correct way, in an honorable way.
yo les pregunto, ¿está correcto? ¿Es bueno el que se fabriquen facturas?
So, does anybody think that it's correct to be manufacturing false receipts and documents? And what do they call them? Like bills of lading and stuff like that?
Y que no se castigue.
And that they not be uh, what is it when you impose a fine or something on them, or to even maybe jail them?
A los evasores fiscales.
So for these people that are evading taxes,
Que se dedican a robar, esa es la palabra.
so they dedicate themselves to stealing. That is the actual word.
Porque hay que devolverles dinero de la hacienda pública de todos los mexicanos.
So then what happens is we have to refund them money that belongs to the people. That is the taxes that the people have put in.
Entonces, el ratero es nada más el que se roba una bolsa en el mercado.
So they actually say that the thief is only the one that steals a purse in the market,
El que se roba una gallina,
or he steals a chicken,
el que se roba una bicicleta, el que se roba un cilindro de gas,
who steals a bike or a cylinder of gas,
la ropa que dejaron
or
tendida.
clothes, or something
Y
like
los
that.
grandes ladrones
But the grand thieves
ni siquiera pierden su respetabilidad.
don't even
Ah,
lose their
ellos no.
respectability.
Y veía yo la declaración de este representante de Concanaco diciendo que ¿por qué no se trata igual a los políticos?
So then he was asking, why don't they treat the politicians the same way?
No está informado.
Is he not informed?
Ya, en el caso de los políticos, es delito grave la corrupción.
Now, in the case of the politicians, it is a grave crime to have any acts of corruption.
Es parejo.
It is an even playing field.
Ya no hay huachicol ni arriba ni abajo.
So there is no thievery above or below.
Es todos a portarnos bien.
We all have to behave well.
25 años pasó sin que fuese delito grave la corrupción.
It was 25 years ago that they had changed the law so that corruption was no longer considered a crime.
Y se terminó ese periodo.
And now it's finished. That period's ended.
Si se hubiese modificado nada más el artículo 19,
So if they had only changed Article 19
para castigar a los que falsifican factura,
to chastise those that falsify the receipts,
son capaces de constituir empresas fantasmas
then they would create ghost companies or corporations.
y no se hubiese convertido en delito grave,
And then if it was not made into a grave crime,
la corrupción pues entonces tendría razón.
then they would have, if it had not become a grave crime for corruption, then they would have reason to say that.
Diría, ay, ¿por qué a nosotros sí? Y
Then they could say, then why only us,
a los políticos no.
but not the politicians?
Pues es parejo.
But now it's even.
Hay que un día, Jesús,
Okay.
a favor, ¿quiénes han votado en contra? y por qué es la reforma, sobre todo en las que tienen que ver con el combate a la corrupción.
So why the reform overall, especially the ones that have to do with fighting corruption?
Eso es muy importante.
Because
No
it's
cambia de
very
manera.
important.
Imagínense cómo se castiga a corruptos si legalmente está permitida la.
So he's saying, if we hadn't changed that law, then how could you put them in jail if it's not a crime to do all these illegal acts?
La corrupción
And it's not if corruption
no
was
se
not
considera
illegal.
delito grave. Votar en contra de esa reforma, pues ¿qué significa?
So if you vote against that reform, what does that mean?
Que querían seguir con lo mismo.
It means that they wanted to continue with more of the same.
Y que no les interesaba
And they were not
limpiar de corrupción.
interested in
Lo mismo
cleaning the government of corruption.
votaron, con todo respeto, para que no se modificara la Constitución y se castigara a los que falsifican facturas.
And in the same way, they didn't want the law to be changed so that you could make it a crime to falsify receipts and documents, for the purposes of evading taxes.
Eso es parte de las investigaciones periodísticas que se han hecho.
That's been a result of some of the investigative work that's been done by the news and the media people.
De 10 años a la fecha, es cosa nada más de recordar, de
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, and I'm gonna look a little more in detail and see if I could find the best excerpts to show you, because I know there's so much. I feel like I'm missing a lot, and you might be missing a lot too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, and then look at the other half and see what else it is that I think might be very important for us to translate today. Thank you very much. Have a great day.